Welcome to the Noosphere. The French philosopher Pierre Teilhard de Chardin did some work in this area, and he foreshadowed the internet, the phenomenon of the internet, as far back as the 1930s. In his book, The Phenomenon of Ma, which was published after his death in 1955, Teilhard describes humankind as the evolutionary process of life on Earth becoming conscious of itself. The generation and exchange of ideas between people over time has created a collective memory that has enhanced human consciousness to the point where a thinking layer has been created that envelops the Earth. He called this the Noosphere after the Greek word for mind. The Noosphere is an extension of the biosphere, which is itself founded upon the geosphere. Kevin Kelly in 2007 pointed out that the internet is a neural network that approximates the human brain in complexity. That was in 2007. And that it's doubling in complexity every 2 years. By 2017, it will have doubled 5 times since Kelly made that original prediction. He predicts also that by 2040, the total processing power of the internet will exceed that of 6 billion human brains. The information richness and accessibility options of the Noosphere are growing at a phenomenal exponential rate. And arguably, it's already reached the level of complexity that no one human mind is able to comprehend. Technology in the first and second decades of the 21st century already allows people to project their minds anywhere in the world, unbounded by physical limitations. In a sense, the human mind has already been liberated to encompass the entire planet. This is a fair description, I think, of the internet, which is the most powerful and pervasive tool that humans have yet constructed. And the internet is still in a fairly basic form compared with what it'll look like in the decades to come. We speak of the internet in the singular tense, but in reality, it's a vast heterogeneous entity that exists beyond anybody's control. As much as some governments and global conglomerates would love to exercise control over the internet, it's ultimately ungovernable. It was designed that way, being originally designed back in the 1960s, by the US military's DARPA, the Advanced Research Projects Agency. Designed as a fault-tolerant communication system, which at the time, telephones were the only theatre-scale communication system available in warfare. But the centralized switching mechanisms of phone systems were vulnerable to attack, making the whole system unreliable in a battle when it might be needed the most. The internet was a direct response to this perceived need. It's a fault-tolerant communication network that you can knock out node after node after node, but it will continue to function because it simply reroutes communication around the damaged node. In the June 1995 issue of Wired magazine, Jennifer Cobb Kreisberg said, "Teilhard saw the net coming towards us more than half a century before it arrived. He imagined a stage of evolution characterized by a complex membrane of information, enveloping the entire globe and fueled by human consciousness." Pretty good description of the internet, and let's see where it takes us. In the next section, we'll be looking at the risks of technology.